Dive sequence initiated. Depth, 400 feet. Welcome to the Silent War. The Second World War was not decided only on the beaches of Normandy or in the skies over London. Beneath the frozen, lightless waters of the Atlantic and the Pacific, a parallel conflict unfolded. A war of patience, steel, and suffocation. This is the definitive archive of the submarines that reshaped naval warfare from 1939 to 1945. We examine their engineering, their weapons, and the doctrines that turned the oceans into killing fields. We begin with the weapon that nearly starved Great Britain into surrender. The German U-boat arm. Its backbone was the Type VII-C. Compact, agile, and deadly, over 500 were built. Displacing 769 tons, it carried 5 torpedo tubes and an 88mm deck gun. Its saddle tank design absorbed punishment, while its maneuverability made it lethal against Allied convoys. What it lacked in range, it compensated for with numbers and coordination. This was the Wolfpack. For long-range operations, Germany deployed the Type IX. Larger and slower to dive, but capable of striking as far as the American East Coast and the Indian Ocean, disrupting supply lines far from Europe. Then came the future, the Type 21, the Electro Boot. The first submarine designed to operate primarily submerged, a streamlined hull, massive battery capacity, and rapid reloading systems. It arrived too late to change the war, but every modern submarine traces its lineage back to this design. Across the ocean, the United States Navy built the Silent Service. Its foundation was the Gato class, the first mass-produced American fleet submarine, displacing over 1,500 tons, armed with 10 torpedo tubes and equipped with air conditioning to sustain crews in tropical waters. Early operations were undermined by defective Mark 14 torpedoes, weapons that struck and failed to detonate, costing lives. The problem was corrected with the Balao class. Built from high-tensile steel, these submarines could dive to 400 feet. Depth meant survival. By 1944, they had effectively severed Japan's shipping lanes, cutting off oil and raw materials. The final refinement was the Tench class, stronger, better arranged internally, and optimized for extended patrols. These boats set the standard for post-war submarine development. Japan pursued a different philosophy, innovation over standardization. The Type B-1 submarines carried reconnaissance float planes in sealed hangars, scouting enemy harbors before attack. One vessel, I-19, famously sank an American aircraft carrier and damaged a battleship in a single salvo. The most ambitious design was the I-400 Sentoku, the largest non-nuclear submarine ever built. Displacing 6,500 tons, it carried 3 bomber aircraft intended to strike the Panama Canal, an engineering marvel that arrived too late to matter. At the other extreme were the Kohayoteki midget submarines. 2-man crews, battery-powered, designed for harbor infiltration, stealthy but with a low survival rate. The Royal Navy required adaptability. The T-class submarines were built for the Mediterranean and the North Sea, carrying heavy forward torpedo armament and advanced sonar. Operating from Malta and Alexandria, they disrupted Axis supply lines to North Africa. Smaller still were the U-class. Cheap, compact, and deadly. Perfect for confined waters, they proved that size was irrelevant. Precision was everything. The Soviet Union entered the war with the largest submarine fleet numerically. Its most effective design was the S-class. Agile, reliable, and capable of operating in icy, shallow seas. Larger, K-class submarines patrolled the Arctic, harassing German shipping under brutal conditions. Service aboard these vessels was among the most dangerous of the war. Casualty rates were catastrophic. No air, no escape, no margin for error. From the wolf packs of the Atlantic to the solitary patrols of the Pacific, these submarines rewrote naval strategy. They hunted in silence. They did not seek glory. They were the apex predators of the Second World War. End of transmission.